Well,
now,
before we come out of jump space, can I sneak around on the ship at night?
now that I have started the timer, that is a good idea. Sneak around the ship at night. What does that consist of?
So, well, I kind of want to go to the bridge first and, be incognito.
You mean while Jax is sleeping?
Yeah.
In his office.
Yeah, and see if he's actually sleeping.
Now, he would have his door closed. And if you hit a button to make the door open, that would be kind of loud to try to sneak in there. Oh. Unless, well, I'll let you.
Is that just into the office, or is that to the bridge, too?
It's in the office. But I would say that the bridge door is one of those doors like the galley lounge door. It's pretty much always left open. But yes, now his office door, if he was going to go to bed at night, he would surely close his office door. So what do we got? We've got a large piece of metal that slides. It uses hydraulics and power and that sort of thing to slide open at just the push of a button.
So I guess I wouldn't go into the office then, because I don't know if Jex is a heavy sleeper or not. I don't think there'd be a way to open the door.
What would 5 do?
Well, she would hack into it, but...
Turn off the power, and then there would be no hydraulics.
Or just lock him in.
I don't know how.
It's like, get out of here.
I don't know how likely it would be to.
Yeah, I
You
want to
could
turn
open
off
it.
the power and see if I could open up the door manually.
Okay, there is one problem. You have no tools.
Oh.
So, I figured it would have come up by now. I figured that you would go poking around the lab and find various implements that might be used for hacking kind of stuff.
Okay.
Little screwdrivers and that sort of thing.
So yeah, I go to the bridge and I kind of assess the situation and then
And-
go back to the lab and see if I can, because I'm probably not going to find the exact tools that I want.
I will say that you will. Okay, so let's see. So first you're going to investigate the panel. Give me a roll. What modifier are you going to add to it?
Well, I would think electronics.
All right, give me a 2d6 with your electronics modifier.
11 plus 2, 13.
Oh my. Yeah. You look at this, and picking this lock is going to be easier than picking your teeth.
Okay.
So, you're going to go down to the lab, and now I won't make you roll at it because it's going to be easy. So you grab basically, whatever it is that would be basic for a hacker. Now, you go back up to the bridge, to the office door, and now you are going to use the tools to attempt to hack it to accomplish what?
I think I want to shut the power off to
But-
the door.
But be able to turn it back on.
Yes.
Okay. Well, again, we're doing this easy mode because I would argue that you would also need to cut the hydraulics because in the event of power loss, you would think that the doors would pretty much just stay shut. But we're in easy mode for these first couple of sessions, so we'll leave that out. Just give me a roll. I have an internal modifier, and then you apply whatever modifier you think is appropriate to try to hack this door.
Well, I assume this is an electronic door.
Mm-hmm.
So, but is it a computer, or is that something different?
It's computerized as well. You could, I would say, do either one. Again, we got training wheels on for now.
All right. Well, then I'll just use the electronics modifier.
Okay.
8 plus 2 is 10.
Okay. The power is cut. The hydraulics are cut, but not cut. And you could probably very quietly slide that door open.
Okay, I'm gonna slide the door open.
Okay. Inside, you see a bunk, and you see a man sleeping in it. He is not snoring. And you see a desk with a tablet, a whole bunch of papers, and there's an object that you don't quite recognize. And it's about this big around, and it's a cylindrical, and it's got a flat bottom and a flat top, and it's got a cutout in the side of it, and it looks soft and plushy. And you hear Jax make a little, and he rolls over. He is now facing into the room. You know, he's laying on his side facing into the office.
I want to try to tiptoe over to the desk.
Oh.
All right. So I would say that would require a stealth skill. And
Which
you
I
don't
don't have.
you don't have a stealth skill, so you can roll on it, but I'm going to give you a -3 because you don't have the skill. So you better be sure that that's what you want to do.
Is there at any point that he's not in his office or on the bridge?
Oh, there's plenty of times. I mean, he goes and has a
Okay.
mist in the morning, etc.
Well, I've already come this far.
But there's a lot at stake.
So I'm just at the door then.
Yeah, you're peering around inside. You said you wanted to make sure he's sleeping in his bunk. He is sleeping in his bunk.
So we can make suggestions.
If you want to make a suggestion, I will allow you one suggestion or opinion.
Maybe take or check the tablet.
I'd close the door and leave. We have 3 months to figure things out. And it's only 1 week. Then.
Yeah, I'll close the door and fix it. Take the stuff back to the lab.
Okay,
Maybe poke
so
around the lab.
you're going to slide the door shut, and then you're going to do what?
Fix the door.
Give me a roll.
And I'm using my electronics modifier.
Okay?
5 + 2 is 7.
You've got a choice. You either fail at fixing it, or you succeed with a complication.
With a complication.
Okay, you manage to fix, and when you do, it goes beep, beep, beep. And then you hear him stirring on the other side of the door. And then the door opens, and he's standing there looking at you.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. I'm just fixing the door.
He wants to know what you're up to at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I was coming to look at the sensors, and I had a question, so I was gonna open your door and wake you up and ask you my question.
Give me a roll. 2d6, no modifiers.
11.
Okay, he relaxes a bit and says, all right, I understand when the...
I just had an idea while I was asleep, and so
Okay, I understand you're still adjusting to the brain water and the process, but I'm tired. Can we maybe discuss this in the morning?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right. And he hits a button. He looks annoyed, but he hits a button. The door closes, and he presumably goes back to bed.
So I'm gonna go to the lab and put the stuff away.
I'm gravel rifle.
Yeah, I'm afraid those are in lockdown for the moment. Besides, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Anybody else want to try any potentially disastrous actions before we say
I just
it's done?
want to
Oh, that's right, I'm
say,
sorry.
in the course of the week, I want to, in my duties, to pay attention to see if there's any way to determine what type of surveillance equipment there is on board.
Like,
Internal surveillance.
like if you're being watched.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very interesting subject. You, at no point during that week, find any obvious cameras or listening devices. And really, tell me more about what you mean by that.
Well, I'd like to see, one, are we being watched? And if so, is there a way where we could tap into that system? Maybe have a way where we could watch how we're being watched. Or watch, for me to be able to watch the rest of the shit.
And how would you go about that?
Well, I assume I have all sorts of jobs where I'm fixing things. I'd be looking for conduits and
Okay.
you know, is there wiring that would suggest something? Is there, you know, anything like that? Yeah, or maybe subroutines that would say like something's being recorded or. Because I guess I didn't ask either. Is the intercom audio only?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no visual.
No.
Not like Star Trek.
Right.
So I would, I would just kind of be thinking about that.
Okay. Interesting. Let me make a note about that.
Okay.
Because I can't give you an answer right now. Admittedly, you've stumbled into something I didn't think of. But I know that there is an answer. Let me come back to that.
Ultimately, I would like to see if we could observe Jex.
Okay.
Either audio only, which potentially we could turn on this intercom all the time, or visually, or be able to monitor the rest of the ship and see maybe there'd be a time when we could sneak in something.
Okay.
I need to go to the locker room to see if I can open up the locker.
So are we talking about something that you did during the daytime or something that you snuck around at night like Hira is doing and almost getting herself in trouble? At night. When you go down to the locker room, you find that they are securely locked with keyed locks, and it's only safe to assume that Jex has the key. When you guys did the rescue thing, or the investigating the distress signal, you saw him unlock the lockers, so you know that he has a key.
So, could I somehow get a hammer and break the open one?
It's not that kind of lock.
Or break the doors or somehow?
I would think that it would be possible, but does anybody at the table want to put forward an opinion about him even trying that?
What do
That's
you want there?
destroying company property.
What's the point? What would you do if you had in?
Let me see what's in there.
Well, then let's just wait. I'm sure we'll be open at some point.
You could try asking Jex what's in
I mean, I don't want my cut taken away because you destroyed one of the weapons lockers.
there. And I'd hate to see Bosk get thrown out an airlock or something. But is that something that you would want to at some point ask Jex about? Is what's in the lockers?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's simple enough. You could ask him what kind of stuff is in there? And he would tell you that there are spacesuits and there are weapons and there are there's various survival gear for surviving in various different kinds of climates for different planets. But as far as something interesting, exciting, or mysterious, no, not really. It's basic ship stuff.
I want to ask Jax a question.
Okay.
What if I forget that I already took my brain water and drank 2 times the amount of brain water? A double dose.
He would tell you that you would, if you were to accidentally.
Can I just say, I've been feeling foggy a lot, especially in the morning. I can't remember if I've taken the brain juice.
He would tell you that that is to be expected in the first couple weeks. It's why they're not supposed to put you on assignment so soon, is because you need to reacclimate.
So if I accidentally drink a double dose, what will happen?
If you were to accidentally drink a double dose, you would find yourself very tense, nervous. You would have a lot of energy, and you would find yourself feeling, despite the energy, you would be feeling kind of lethargic and unmotivated. You'd just kind of sit there and boil in your own juices.
Okay. But no permanent damage.
No permanent damage.
Okay.
And man, you just accidentally, there was a scene that was going to happen sooner or later, and you just stole it away from me, because now I can't do that scene. So let's see here. I really like this thing that you guys are doing about the sneaking around at night. Would you be sharing that information with each other at all?
No.
So you guys are complete, like, wall around you. You're not sharing any information with anybody.
Well, I mean, we're stuck on this ship for 3 months. I would think one or more of us would want to, have small talk with the rest of the crew. But again, like he said, we don't really remember a whole lot or anything.
Wouldn't at some point one of you would say to the other something like, "So what do you think about all this?" Do you?
I would want to wait until we get off the ship to have another serious conversation about this.
I wouldn't mind sharing it because I don't understand why I wouldn't trust anybody else.
So maybe Bosk and Bardak are in the galley lounge one day, and Bosk might say to Bardak something along the lines of, "So what do you think about all of this, about this situation?" And then Bardak would what? Respond with, "I don't think we should be talking about this."
Yeah.
So if he were to say that to Bosk, do you think that Bosk would press and say, "Oh, come on, man"? Or do you think he would just kind of be like, "Okay"?
Maybe should we talk about it at the spaceport?
Yeah, that's going to be the first time you guys are off the ship is at the spaceport. And I said that we were going to get to the spaceport, but we haven't gotten there yet. But that's okay. You guys are doing some great chewing. Is there any other sneaking around that you would like to talk about? Or does anybody have anything?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are now 4 minutes away from a bio break. So let's try this again. Let's take a bio break now, and then we will reach the starport, okay? As a matter of fact, who's ready for root beer and chips?
Me.
Okay. Everybody bring your munchie cup. I bought these brand new too. I figured they didn't look quite so medieval
Here,
as
will you
those
take
other
mine
ones.
too? I'll be back in